Okay, it's still recording. See, do you like my background? Yeah, I woke up this morning. I was like, Prince, right? Because I swore it was Judgment Day. No, it wasn't. I just woke up this morning and my eyes were watering really bad. It's like I felt like I had like pink eye or something, right? I woke up and I looked in the mirror and I had all this crust in my eyes and they were all watering like that. Ooh, like crying. But my eyes were clear. They weren't red or anything. So I'm like, what the hell is that all about, right? And they felt like super, super dry. And right now they're okay, but I know when I go back to sleep again, it's going to start up again. It only happens when I sleep. But during the day, no, I don't feel any of the crustiness or whatever. But it only happens when I'm sleeping. It's almost like something's settling down into my eyes or something. Like something is brewing, and it's not coffee. It could be the thing that's got fur all over it with the tail, right? That's what they want you to believe, and they're going to lock down the whole country because of it. So it's just a ludicrous world. And we're going to be pulled into these traps. They're going to make you feel like you have to go along with everything just to have basic necessities. And it's not going to, if you're a real Christian, you're not going to go along with it. Look what they're doing to that Justice Thomas guy. They're like trying to find more skeletons in the closet, I guess you could say, on the guy because they don't like the fact that he's a Christian. So and he's very adamant about it because he wanted to get rid of, you know what, marriage. And as a Christian, you have to condemn that behavior because it's against God. And a real Christian would also follow the Word of God. And this one guy I was listening to, and he's absolutely right. He's like, women shouldn't be pastors or presidents or anything. Women are not We're not meant for those kinds of leadership positions. Women are there to just support the men that are in the leadership positions, and it's not a diss against women like they're not useful, but they shouldn't be in leadership positions. They should just be there to support their brothers and their husbands and that kind of thing that are in those positions. That's all they're for. That's what women are designed to do is take care of children in the house. They shouldn't be getting involved in uh, problems like that, big stuff. But apparently, that's how it works. Maybe I'll just change the background again. See, now it looks like Michael Jackson's off the wall background. See the brick wall? And Michael Jackson's the one who started wearing, the covering on his face. And then the umbrella. See, he had the umbrella. He carried an umbrella around, black umbrella. And then he had the diaper on his face when he was going to court over those accusations, I guess, that were formed against him. Uh, it is what it is. I don't know. I'm not going to say if he did or not. I don't know if he did. But all I know is his family's very upset by it, by the accusations that were made and the lawsuits that were filed against him. They're pretty angry. So I'm not going to say if he did or not. I don't know. Maybe he's just the guy that was abused by his father or something and became what he is, or what he became really weird. Like he was ashamed of himself or something. And that's what happened to him. So I'm just testing out this StreamYard thing, and they said, oh, you can't, what was they said, you can't stream this on StreamYard per se unless you have like an upgraded account, I guess. Otherwise, it just goes to YouTube, I guess. That's the only place it'll go to is YouTube. So I guess StreamYard has, because you get the extra features, you know what I mean? If you purchase the plan, I guess. I don't know how much that costs. And I don't have enough subscribers to do that, so it's not like I'm begging for money. I never ask anybody for money. I've never once asked anybody for money. I'm not bragging like, oh, I never asked for anything. I mean, I could use a job. I'm willing to work for what I can have or whatever, but I'm not going to take the cures for whatever they think I need a cure for. I'm not submitting to that bullshit. Because it says in the Bible you'd be taken off the book of life. And look what's happening. I mean, our country is literally being dried out. It's literally in a massive heat wave right now. And somebody brought up a really good point. A very smart person that's very on top of it said, look in the Bible, and look at Isaiah, and it'll explain to you. I bookmarked it, and I was like, that's pretty sharp. I like that. Like people that are on top of this, they're paying attention to what's going on. They see the signs, and you know not to comply because it's bullshit. Like, oh, there's all these people in the hospital. It's like, what are they in the hospital for? Is it possibly heat stroke? Because everything's too fucking hot and crazy. And like I said, they consider turning off the power here in the city where I live in. Like Journey said, in the city, right? I want to be back in my city by the bay. You know what I'm saying? Now you don't want to be by the bay because now the bay is retarded. It's not a good place, too expensive, and it's total lawlessness. And you see it all over the place. And the people that think they're breaking the laws and get away with everything, you're going to have to answer to God later. You may not have to answer to the authorities or whatever, but if you're breaking the law and you're knowingly breaking the law and harming others in the process of breaking laws, then you're going to have to answer to God. You may not have to pay for it in this world, but you're going to have to pay for it with God. Just saying. Exit solo layout. I don't know what that means. No, it's back to this. See, I'm still messing with this stupid thing. Because it is a thing. It's not alive or anything. It's just a computer. It's just computers are controlling all of our information that we receive. And they're advertising like crazy that people need to get, the JABS. They're advertising like mofos about getting the JABS. And they're going to force, and they go, oh, there's two toddlers that have the monkey thing. So they're going to try to convince people that it comes from just touching somebody or something. And it's not even like that. It's because of the movie Police Academy where those dudes ended up in that bar. That's where it came from. So they should be quarantining all those people that hang out in those kind of places. They should be quarantining those people, not the people that aren't like that. Because the whole 19 thing is basically done and they have to figure out something else to lock us all down. And they said it's because they don't want people to go vote in person. They want people to be locked up and have to vote by mail or whatever. And it's total bullshit because you already know they pre-registered all the illegals that are here already. They've already pre-registered them to vote, and they're going to vote for them because they can't read or speak English, so they can't read a ballot that has English on it, and they can't even sign their name because they don't know English or speak it or write it. So they can't even read what's in the boxes. Because if you had to translate everything in all the different languages on a ballot, the ballot would be like 3,000 pages long of the translations. So it's probably ballots are all in English. And then the boxes you check are written in English. And these people can't read English. They can't read English off a ballot. So these are all pre-filled out for them. And their signatures are all forged because they can't write a signature. And I'm not saying that to be mean, but a lot of these people can't even read or speak English. So those are already been done. The pre-filled out ballots are already done. And then they want everyone to vote by mail. And they're going to sift through those ones that have the red ones. And they're going to throw those ones away like they did before. And then they're going to save all the blue ones. But the red ones will be missing in action. You know what I mean? And the blue ones will be counted. And the red ones will be thrown away. And we already know that, and that's why they're holding all those people in that jail in D.C. because they know the truth, and they're locking them up because of that, because they know that they've been cheating for a long time. But guess what? Like I said, they're going to have to answer to God. That's the one person they have to answer to. They don't have to answer to man with the laws. They have to answer to God. We all do. Everything we say and everything we do is put into account. You can repent your sins, even if you've done something really terrible, though. So, like I was saying, it's in Isaiah, and I'm glad somebody found that because I would have never been able to find it. I guess I could look online and try to decode it and see if somebody knows where that is in the Bible, where it says that. And it's like, and it's in the Old Testament. and it talks about it. And it's very telling what's going on right now. People are dying of heat stroke and all that, or they're overheating because they can't handle this kind of heat. And it's biblical because of the Sodom and Gomorrah stuff and why there's this monkey thing, I guess. And it's only affecting those type of people. And they said a lot of the cases are in Europe, so there must be a lot of those type of people in Europe. You know what I mean? It's kind of disturbing and gross. It's like, take the warning, people. If you're a SODOMITE, you might want to change your ways. You might want to repent. Because there's a guy named Milo Yiannopoulos, I think his name is. And he used to be that way, and he stopped because he realizes that God is watching him. And yeah, he's a Catholic, and he got molested when he was a little kid, and it messed him up. But now I think he's starting to see that being like that, GAY, is really wrong, and it's against God. So he's trying to repent what he's done. He's making an effort, at least. Got to give him credit for that. And he made a mistake. He made mistakes. And God, that's why God died on the cross, was because so we could be forgiven of our sins. Otherwise, we wouldn't be forgiven, because the earth would have been flooded again if Jesus hadn't died on the cross. The world would be destroyed again. Because look at us. Look how evil we are. Look at this crap. And God is punishing us. That's why we have Joe Biden. He's punishing us with Joe Biden because we're not obeying God, and we get punished with Joe Biden. I'm just testing out the StreamYard with the background. That's the fake background, because the background we have right now is kind of not professional looking. What are you looking at? No, look, it's just the background of the virtual background. Oh, because I don't like the background here. It's just it's messy. So I'm using this background instead. It looks a lot nicer. It doesn't make you feel at ease if you lived in a home like that. Just beautiful, right? With the beautiful living room and everything, and the fireplace and the nice piano and the roomy and all the nice windows. But whatever. They want to take that away from us, the right to have this kind of place, to feel at ease or whatever. They don't want you to feel at ease. They want you to feel like you need to surrender and just be a sheep. And they said, the World Economic Forum said that they want things to be back like they were 500 years ago, where there was only 500 million people in the whole world. Because right now there's like billions of people. So they want to get it back down to 500 years ago, the numbers of people that lived on the earth. And they're achieving it because people are falling for everything. Sorry. And it's sad because the people that you thought were your family members are actually really stupid. And you look on their Facebook and they just all they do is they live for the world. They don't realize that they have to obey God and not go along with man, because man is going to lead them down to hell and end up hurting their children. And they're decriminalizing criminal behavior. Look what they did to that congressman over in New York. I mean, the dude that tried to harm him, they let that dude out with no bail. It's just, this is the way it's going to be, I guess. But right now, they're trying to turn this monkey thing into an emergency, and then they're going to lock down our whole country, possibly, because of it, because of the numbers. They said it's not quite at the COVID thing, but it's close. Yeah, see, I wrote this statement here at the bottom of the screen here. I wrote this like a year ago, and I saved it, I guess, in the bottom. I saved the statement, but it's true. They'll quarantine us, and then they'll give all the jobs to the illegals who don't have to take the poison. They won't require them to take the poison, and we will have to take poison, because they want to replace us with other people that are willing to work slave jobs, and we're not willing to work for slave wages. It's like, why would I scrub a floor and not have any benefits, or have paid vacation or whatever. You know what I mean? Something, some kind of perk to make it worth it. And the employers at least owe you that much. You know what I mean? If you put in years and years, you deserve something. So, see, it's all very telling. They want to quarantine us, even the ones that aren't GAY. I'm just putting up all my old memes that I had. Yeah, it's time to start building villages instead of like what Pope Francis said. What do you say? Don't build walls, build bridges. Yeah, I'm going to read the Isaiah 42:15. That's where the guy said where it said about the world being dried out. It says Isaiah 42:15. This is the Old Testament, I guess, the ones that the Israelis follow. At least the Orthodox ones do. It says Isaiah 42:15. I will make waste mountains and hills and dry up all their herbs, and I will make the rivers islands, and I will dry up the pools. See what happened in Israel the other day? There was a sinkhole in the bottom of the pool, and it suctioned all this stuff, all the water down the pool, and it killed one man. He got suctioned in, and he got killed. But it says God will dry up all the pools too and the rivers. But that happened the other day. If you look it up, it happened in Israel. A swimming pool had a sinkhole, and a guy got suctioned down into it and killed. And it was weird because the hole that was underneath was a perfect like square or whatever that he got pulled down into. And it was weird. Nobody tried to really help the guy or anyone else. They just staring at it, I guess, staring at the abomination, I guess you call it, the sinkhole. And they say, oh, it's seepage. It's probably because the liner had a hole in it and it caused it to seep. It's like, the hell? No, it's not a green. It's a virtual background from StreamYard. Obviously, you can see it's StreamYard. It's a virtual background. If you click on the settings, it'll have the background. You click on background and you can change it. You don't have to have a green screen, apparently. So, I don't know. I'm just going along with it. Roll with it, right? And it says, and I will bring the blind by a way that they knew not. I will lead them in paths that they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked things straight. These things will I do unto them, and not forsake them. Yeah, isn't it a nice background? They will be turned back. They shall be greatly ashamed that trust in graven images, that say to the molten images, you are our gods. Yea, are our gods. See, it says don't worship idols. See the George Floyd stuff and all that is the idols. You can't. It's like these celebrities and stuff. Don't worship them. Don't live your life through them or think like them because look at them. There are a lot of them are quitting their jobs now because they're getting tired of, I guess, Hollywood. They're getting tired of the fake lifestyle and all the disgusting parties they have where they're hurting children and stuff. I'm not saying they are, but there's stories about it. And maybe their conscience is bothering them a little bit about what they know, what they've done, and some of the Epstein Island stuff that they've done. Yeah, so it's getting worse and worse. Things are getting worse. They're not actually getting better. And people are saying they're going to lock us down by the fall, I guess, and try to force these new cures on us, even though we have nothing to do with this new thing, I guess, whatever it is that's spreading all over Europe. Because there's a lot of, you know what, going on in Europe. And I'm not really going to get into it because there's a lot of theories floating around. You know what I mean? People are talking about Babylon and they're saying it's going to be in Israel. And those people are like, no, it's going to be in Rome. No, it's going to be in America. because they said it's going to be where the ports are or something, and it's going to be awful. So I don't know. I don't know where the destruction is going to be. I don't know when God's finally done with us and He wants to, because it's going to rain on the evil and the righteous, and we're going to get rained on as well with God's wrath. But if you know you're right with God, it won't matter if He rains on you, because you know where you're going. You're not going to burn in a lake of fire. You know what I mean? So what do I know? I'm just an old peasant. If I lived in this house right now, this type of house, I would be more motivated to clean it, because I just look around and go, oh my God, I need to make this shiny. You know what I mean? Instead of old stuff that's stained up and ruined and stuff, trying to make new what's old and crusty. Yeah, so Isaiah, I guess, is part of the Old Testament. Yeah, when I read Bible verses, nobody seems to be interested in Bible verses. They get really bored, I guess. That's why we're going to hell, I guess. Because people don't want to listen to Bible verses. They want to hear something more exciting, I guess. But life isn't supposed to be exciting. No, it's very matter of fact. Yeah, like I was saying earlier, just my eyes are like all itchy and stuff, and they're like, it only happens to me at night. And then I hear that weird ringing noise in my ears, because they're doing something to us. I don't know what it is. Plus, they're heating everything up, making it hotter. Because, like I said, there was a guy that does weather reports, and he looks at the meteorological maps, and it shows the storms that are coming, and the storms are being suppressed by probably the stuff that's being sprayed in the air. It dissipates the moisture, and then the storm passes over, and then we don't get the cooling, we don't get the water that we need. We just get the heat from the clouds, because it blankets everything in, and it just makes everything muggy and sickening. So yeah, the people that are doing that don't have to answer to the laws here in the world, but they're going to have to answer to God for their evil deeds. And Bitey Whitey saying he has cancer, and then it turns around and they retract it and say, oh, he didn't actually say that. That was a misinterpretation or whatever what he said. No, he was just talking about people in Delaware that are getting cancer because of fracking or whatever it is that's in Delaware that happened, and they're all getting sick or whatever from it. And it's like, okay. So should we just stop living because someone fracked? Shit happens all the time, even with or without fracking. Life is life. Stop living like a FAG. Stop being afraid of everything. So, you know what I mean? Huh. Someone's all, I knew this, but I enjoyed this refresh and seeing it on the map of the USA. I can't believe I've gone my entire life not realizing the major interstates are in numerical order. Let's see. I gotta change the settings. I gotta kill my background. It's back to the crappy background. It's numerical order, right? the interstates. They're all in order. An intruder attacks a small 67-year-old woman. She didn't know she had a black martial arts belt. Look what happened. Check the comments. An intruder attacks a small 67-year-old woman. She didn't know she had a black martial arts belt. Look what happened. This woman's 67. That's 67. That's only 20 years older than me. I just need to look like that and have a pitchfork and everything's alright. Damn. It's like I'm not knocking it on looks, but it's like, damn, how do you look like that? It's like people that are older than you look better than that. It's like you went to all the trouble to get a martial arts black belt, but you don't know how to use a hairbrush. You know, it's like, why are you so vain? It's like, oh, please stop it. Acting is the most minor of gifts and not a very high-class way to earn a living. After all, Shirley Temple could do it at the age of 4. Katharine Hepburn said that. Join millions of people around the world using StreamYard to reach and grow their audience. Doesn't matter what I use. I could use toilet paper to grow my audience, and they still won't let me grow an audience. Like, we don't like you, so your audience isn't going to grow. The top 5 states for jobs recovered are all Republican-led. The GOP said that. Like all the states, the top 5 states for jobs recovered are all Republican-led. Yeah, but they're not doing anything to stop the floodgate of people coming in here and going on benefits. They're going to collapse our economy. Speaking of collapsing, you keep sending money to Ukraine or the unicorn country, millions and billions of dollars. I guess you should say billions, right? Of dollars going, and they're raising money for it too. I saw it online. There's fools that are donating money to that to give to Zelensky and his buddies, and they're just getting rich off of this shit. And they said the bear country is going to take the west side of the unicorn country. They're going to steal that part too. And all we're doing is throwing money at nothing. And it's going to be controlled by the bear country in the next probably couple of months. It'll be completely controlled, and we totally dumped all that money into it. That is so retarded. It'd be cheaper just to get along with the bear and just try to call a truce, and then so we can still trade and have goods. And they said even Turkey is siding with the bear country. There was a picture of the leader of Turkey and the leader of I can't remember which country it was, but they were, I think it's Saudi Arabia or whatever, shaking hands with Putin. So there's some kind of union going on there. It's because they want their goods. That's why you see that, and you're like, oh, Turkey's doesn't side with Russia. Yes, they do. Yes, they are. They're the ones who blocked off the port to so the America couldn't get in there and start trouble over there. Turkey is the one who has the strait into there, and they blocked it off. So I think it's the Black Sea or something that blocks off that area. They blocked it off with all their ships, so they couldn't get in. So America couldn't get in there and start trouble because Turkey knows it's like just stay the hell out, let us do our own thing. It's just retarded. It's just a money laundering operation. People are too stupid to realize that. They're retarded. And the people that live in Ukraine aren't experiencing the tyranny they said there is. Sorry. Talk to a real Ukrainian, and they're going to say that it's not like a big deal over there. If anything, they've had to convert all their currency over to rubles. And to me, that's not like a big deal, like a lot to ask. It's like nothing. It's like chicken feed being asked to do that. It's like, oh, really? I'm not going to be controlled by a guy that wears high heels anymore? Jeez, that's terrible. I'm actually being ruled by a man that's a God-fearing man. I would prefer that over a guy that wears high heels. You can't trust a man in high heels, okay? Sorry, you can't. That he's going to look out for you and your family. That's someone who literally is like the dude from Silence of the Lambs, the one who was in front of the mirror. That's who you put in control and you trust with your safety and your family. It's a guy that literally does that crap. Yeah, so it's just such bullshit. Should I put it back to the Fancy Nancy background where it's all beautiful and wonderful and snippy and snappy? The beautiful background of the beautiful front room. Seriously, if I lived in a home like that, I'd share something with others. If I could literally afford a home like that, I would be able to afford to help others. Like I'd give away free eggs and stuff, like free meat and stuff. Like if I could afford it, I could raise cows or whatever, give away some of the meat and stuff. If I could afford it, I'd give away some of it to my neighbors that were poor or something, so they could still eat and have fresh milk and eggs and stuff. Because there'd be more than enough, because cows, they make over a gallon per cow when you milk them. It's like, how much can you drink? You know what I mean? You can share a little bit, but people are selfish and they don't want to share. See, here it is again. They're still reiterating the real ID. They're like, by May of 2023, you have to have a real ID in order to join the military or go to the DMV or whatever, any of that. You have to have this new ID. It's like, I just don't want to do that because I don't know what's like the fine print that's involved with the real ID. Like, what does it say that you have to do? Like, you're agreeing to those terms. Like, you can't unagree because you've already agreed once you've gotten that ID. It's not like you can reverse it. Once you get the real ID, it's not like you can go, oh, now I just want the old license back. And they're like, no, you can't do that. Once you're in the system. And they'll say, oh, now that you have real ID, you're going to have to get like 30, injections or something. They'll like say you have to do that. And I'm like, that's why I don't want to go along with it because I don't know what's involved. So, yeah, I won't be signing up for that, for the real ID. And when I had my license, I had to get my license renewed. They gave me the option. They said, do you want to go get the real ID or you just want to keep the license that you have now? And I said, I want to keep the license I have now and pay the $20 or whatever for the renewal. So I paid the $20 and I just said, I just want the original license. I don't care about all this upgraded crap because I'm not an upgraded person. I like things the way they were. I don't want things the way they're going to be. I don't comply with this crap. I'm not going to. And if I have to lose my life or whatever because of it, then so be it. It says in the Bible that Christians will be killed. So, and you can't be afraid. Because if that's what they want, then you're going to have to sacrifice. Jesus sacrificed himself because he knew that Judas and all that would betray him and he would be crucified by his fellow man, which is the Jews. That they would judge him and then kill him. And it's just, it is what it is, I guess. But if it wasn't for him, we would be forgiven of our sins, right? Here's GOP again. See, GOP, they're not going to speak out against this stinking monkey thing, and they know they're going to get effed out of this election, out of the midterms, if they shut it all down. And they're not speaking out and saying this is crap. This is like literally a GAY disease. They should be the ones saying it. They should be the ones shouting it to the rooftop, saying, if you want to get these Democrats out, do not go along with this stinking pox thing. You know what I mean? Because they're going to shut off the in-person voting because of the monkey thing, and then people won't be able to vote in person, and then all the blue people in all the districts will all win, and then they're obviously going to get the presidency, and it's all going to be blue, and they're trying to throw Justice Thomas out right now. They're trying to devise a way to get him thrown out. They're going to say he did something really bad or something, get some woman to say he did something, and they're going to try to throw him out. And it's going to be led by Biden, because Biden hates Justice Thomas, and he wants Thomas to lead. And they're going to try to strong arm him to get out. And they're going to hire they've already probably hired some liar to make up lies about him. And that's what they did with Kavanaugh. They got this woman who looked like the dude from Wayne's World to say what she said. And he's like, he didn't even know who this woman was. He had no idea who this woman was, but she apparently knew him. And he had done these terrible things to her and to other women, apparently. But she was the only one that came out and said it. But apparently there was all these other women that said that Kavanaugh did all these things to her and other women. And that he had raped, I don't know, dozens of women or whatever. And it's like, that's crazy. And it's like, well, why did you wait till now to say something that he'd done this to you? It just doesn't seem right. It's like, why didn't you go after him when he was a district judge? You could have got him then. Why do you wait till he's going to be in the Supreme Court and then go after? Why couldn't you go after him when he was appointed to be a Supreme Court judge in the lower courts? You know what I mean? They call that Superior Court or whatever. Why wouldn't you do it then when he was appointed then? You could have went after him and filed the case. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. See what they're doing? They're trying to push out the Christians. Here the GOP says, and the GOP should be the one speaking out against this, about this monkey thing, because it's going to squash their chances of winning if they allow this monkey thing to go through. And Biden and his cronies are going to do everything they can to push this monkey thing through. And they're going to shut down everything, and all the small businesses are going to get hurt. Because they're going to try to say, oh, it's spread through touching or whatever. And it's not. It's such bullcrap. The only touching it comes from is from those kinds of bars that contains those people that are Sodom and Gomorrah. So, anyways, should I put it back to the Fancy Nancy background? Fancy Nancy. Where you come up with that Nancy? Fancy Nancy Pelosi background. See? You could literally decompress in a place like this. If you lived in a house like this, look like this. Big time. It's reminds me of rose bushes too, see? It's as beautiful as a beautiful rose bush. God's creations, you know? And God created people that make beautiful creations like this background, you know? But some people use beautiful things for evil too. They also create beautiful things, but then they're evil too at the same time as creating beautiful things. So, GOP says 12 of the 15 states that have more jobs. 12 of the 15 states have more jobs than when the pandemic hit are Republican-led. Obviously. We have an outbreak that has spread around the world rapidly through modes of transmission, which about which we understood too little, a WHO official said. World Health Organization declares monkey a global health emergency. And then there's, in the picture, there's needles. See what I'm saying? They're already getting the psychological testing done on everybody to get everyone's mind geared around getting poked. Ew. It says there are strict guidelines over alone time in space. They didn't go to space, so there isn't any alone time. It's all Nevada. Don't talk about NASA. No, they're saying don't. They said astronauts should not masturbate in zero gravity. Oh my God, is this real? New York Post wrote that. Oh, it's so funny. I'm not making this up. They wrote that. They said astronauts should not masturbate in zero gravity. NASA scientists say. This is by New York Post posted this article. What the hell? Fucking freaks, man. So gross. What is wrong with people? It's so disgusting. And then Pfizer said, "Are you ready for cures?" Woohoo! Enough said. Woohoo! Oh wait, isn't it Disney? Yeah, the reason why they're doing the pox thingies is they don't want people voting in person. We can already see that. And the GOP is going to suffer from it because of the mail-in ballots. The GOP is going to suffer some major losses. And they know it, and they just don't want to admit it. That's what the whole point of the thing is they want less red and more blue. And that's the idea. We can see it. Unless you don't have a brain, it doesn't work. They want more blue everywhere. And they've already I already said I'm reiterating it, but it almost deems repeating, and you probably already know this, if anyone has half a brain that's watching this. The illegal aliens that are coming over, they already had pre-filled out ballots already made for them, with the boxes already checked in a warehouses, and they just forge the signatures, and then when it's voting time, they'll just submit those into the boxes, and there'll be millions of them, and they'll all be blue. And the red ballots that come in through the mail that people push through because they're not allowed to vote in person, those ballots will be destroyed. The ones they know are red. Like we already saw them do it before. They'll shred them or whatever you want to call it, or throw them away, or whatever they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Can't you see it? And then we'll have a major blue wave, and then a conga line of horseshit will come through again. And then everyone will be like, "Oh, I want Donald Trump." Ooh. It's like, that's not even the answer. You don't even know what you're saying. Donald Trump's not the answer. His wife just died, Ivana Trump. She had a massive heart attack at the top of the stairs. Enough said. You know what's happening with everybody else? She had the same little problem. So, and it wasn't the stairs, by the way, because there's other people who said they've fallen downstairs like that, and they said they didn't die. They just like broke a bone or whatever, twist ankle. Because usually when you fall down the stairs, you'll like grab something or whatever and break your fall. And usually break the ankle or leg or something. But usually you don't hit your torso. I mean, that's pretty rare to hit your torso hard enough to kill you or whatever. So I'm sticking with my theory on that. And Trump is going along with it because he's too afraid to say anything. Because he's indoctrinated as well. Don't think he's an outsider. He never was. Look at who he takes pictures with. He's not an outsider. Look at, they put that, what's her name, Ghislaine Maxwell, they put her in jail, sentenced her or whatever, to however long, I don't know how long. And it's like they're not looking at the flight list, who was there. They're just looking at her. They're only looking at her, not anything else, just her. And they punished her. It's like, great, you punished her. She's guilty, obviously. She did some nasty ass shit. But what about everybody else? Apparently nobody else is going to be held to account. She couldn't have done all that by herself. There's no way. She's only one person. Her and Epstein couldn't have done all of that. They had helpers. Let's just say that. And the helpers are obviously not being told on. But that'll never be solved. You know what I mean? We'll never have an answer to that. Just like all the other mysteries we have, all that, the Las Vegas shooting, all that, we'll never have answers. And if I die, I'll take that to my Soylent Green grave, because I won't be buried like a normal person. I'll have to be part of the agenda. But don't worry, my soul's not part of the agenda, just the physical realm, because they're trying to force our hands into it. And I'm not putting my hand in it, especially not my right hand. Get it? They said in the Bible it's going to be your right hand or your forehead. I'm not sure which they're going to try to do. Because your forehead, they have to stamp something or whatever, like a Gandhi dot in your forehead. Your third eye, right? Your forehead. So maybe that's why they picked that, because it goes over your third eye, where your conscious is, where your brain, where your soul is, I guess, in that place. Maybe that's why they picked that. And then your right hand, the right hand of God, get it? They put that mark on the right hand in the right hand of God. So that's why they picked the right hand instead of the left hand. I don't know. I don't know why they pick those spots. I mean, why wouldn't they say put it in your butt cheek or something? Tammy, would you stop it? I'm just trying to be funny, and it's not funny. But it's just ridiculous. I'm just making fun of it. I can make fun of my own demise, can't I? Structure fire in PML. Moonlight Court, helicopters on it for about past 20 minutes. Oh, Pine Mountain Lake. Okay, PML. Okay. Took me a second. So there was a fire earlier. See, we're still putting up with the fires too. That's another thing we got to put up with, this dry heat and then these damn fires. It's disgusting. No, it's like, oh, here's a joke. A real man doesn't put milk in his coffee. And it's like, we can make an exception. It's a farmer guy, and he's squeezing the udder into his coffee cup. It's like, this guy does. I like milk in my coffee. Right from the tap. It's so funny. They want to get rid of all that because of all the CO2, I guess, coming from the farts. But we don't produce enough methane or whatever CO2 to even affect anything. It's retarded. There used to be heat waves before there was even fossil fuel production. There was heat waves. There's a guy online that does that. He does reporting on that, about the heat waves we had back in the 1800s and shit. And it was hotter back then than it is now. So they're full of crap. And they already knew they're full of crap. That's why a lot of them are stepping down, because they know they're full of crap. They're just taking the money and running. Kind of like the people that got 2 inheritances. They're going to make their millions of dollars, and then they're going to bail on everybody. And they go, screw you, I'm washing my hands of you after I got paid. Look at this. Megyn Kelly says, trans women are not women. She just said it recently. Somebody put it up. She probably tweeted it out or something. Yeah, I think what happened to Megyn Kelly, because her son they were skiing or something, and her son fell off the side of a hill or whatever. When they were skiing, he fell and tumbled, and then he landed on a rock that was covered in snow, and I think it messed up his spleen or something. It smashed his spleen, and he had to go get emergency surgery on his spleen. And he was in the hospital in the middle of Colorado or whatever. It was in the middle of nowhere. And she was really scared for him. And he couldn't move. He couldn't move his body at all. He had to stay really still. for his spleen to heal, and she had to stay with him the whole time to make sure he didn't move. And he was really miserable at that time because he couldn't move, and he had to pee in a bottle or whatever, one of those pee things, and he had to sit on a little whatever bedpan. He couldn't move his body at all out of the bed. He had to stay really still, and she was really upset by that happened to him. But I think it really opened her eyes to how precarious life is and how easily you can lose your life like that in a snap of a finger. And I think it what's it called? It can't think of what it's called, but it affected her, or it humbled her, because she saw how easily her child could have lost his life very easily, and that would have been the end of it. So after that, I think she stopped being as bitch as she was. I think it humbled her a little bit. So now she's starting to speak out against things that are ungodly. Let's just say that she's starting to see it's not right. And by the hand of God, obviously, her son recovered. It was a miracle. And she said she was very grateful, obviously, that he pulled through and he was able to walk out of the hospital in one piece. It says former First Lady Melania Trump slamming former Chief of Staff Stephanie Grissom for saying Trump did not want to condemn January 6 violence. Ms. Grissom was not in the White House on January 6th, and her behavior in her role as Chief of Staff ultimately amounts to dereliction of duty. So I guess Melania is condemning the former Chief of Staff for lying and saying that Trump didn't want to condemn January 6th violence. She's saying she's lying about that, and she wasn't even in the White House at the time that happened. So she's full of poo-poo. She's just an opportunist, I guess, to whatever, stab him in the back, I guess. Look at this. Jill Biden heckled over Joe near Haven, Connecticut ice cream shop. She got yelled at by a ice cream shop. Your husband is the worst president we ever had. You owe us gas money, an unnamed man stated. So she got heckled at an ice cream shop. Stupid witch. And she's literally wearing a tablecloth. I gotta get rid of this background. She looks like crap. See? Looks like an idiot. Look at that outfit. It's like awful. She wears like curtains. She must have got her idea from Julie Andrews to wear curtains for clothing. She must have watched The Sound of Music too many times. That's hella funny. I love that. Your husband is the worst president we ever had. You owe us gas money, an unnamed man stated in Connecticut in front of an ice cream shop. And she's like, oh, I don't hear anything because I'm God. I'm a God. Yeah, you and your scuzzy son are gonna have to answer to God too. And you're not gonna. Hunter's not gonna be able to smoke crack in heaven, or if he even goes to heaven, he's not gonna be able to smoke crack there. Little Catholic family. You and the Pope are going to the same spot. That's hella funny. That's the only good thing Facebook's good for. It does have some headlines. Like, it'll show current headlines you didn't know happened. Because I don't watch mainstream media, because mainstream media is retarded. So I'll just look at the short clip. And the mainstream media is realizing that people don't watch cable anymore. There's only a certain type of people that still watch cable. This is hella funny. The Jewish Agency has secretly launched a plan to move its operations in Russia to Israel and to run the Aliyah process remotely, the Jerusalem Post has learned. Jewish Agency in Russia is secretly planning on relocating to Israel. Oh, is there problems? Apparently, the Israelis don't want to conduct business in Russia anymore. They want to move their operations over to Israel. Here's another story. Southwest Airlines lost a case brought by a fired flight attendant and will have to pay her millions of dollars. Oh, Southwest loses big to a fired pro-life flight attendant. Oh, she's like probably a Christian or whatever, and they didn't like her viewpoints. She got fired, and she sued them, and she got millions of dollars. They'll have to pay her millions of dollars in discrimination charges. Good. More Christians need to sue. Start suing their asses. And she got unlawfully fired probably for it because she expressed her Christian values. And maybe she got in an argument with a passenger over, I don't know. And then they canned her for that. And then she sued their ass, and now she's going to get millions of dollars. Ha! Good. I hope more people don't fly. I hope they don't fly the airlines and they go bankrupt. I know I shouldn't be wishing for demise of our systems. That's wrong, right? I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't wish people to lose their jobs or whatever. It's wrong. But if they're going to start making people wear diapers again, don't wear the diaper and don't fly, and they'll have to change their ways. No diapers. What are they going to make you put calamine lotion on to dry out the scabs that don't exist while you wear a diaper and have to hop on one foot? They're full of crap. You know what I mean? It's retarded. Stupid. Yeah, I'd sue their ass too. If I ever get a job, they better not fuck with me. That's my motto. I'm going to put that in my resume. Don't mess with me. What else is there? That's all it says. You don't deserve a resume. You're lucky anyone's even willing to push a broom at this point. The councilwoman faces charges of aggravated assault and resisting arrest. Councilwoman punched cop in head, screamed at officers as they investigated stabbing in her house. So some councilwoman had a stabbing in her house and she punched the cop in the head as they were investigating an alleged stabbing. What the hell? So she must have stabbed someone and then they were investigating it. Because they probably heard noises or something, scream, someone called. Russian missiles hit the city of Odessa Saturday, hours after Moscow and Kiev signed deals allowing grain exports to resume from the Black Sea port, officials in Ukraine say. Russia fires missiles at Odessa port hours after signing grain export deal. Okay, so they agreed to export grains during the conflict, and then they still fired rockets at the port. Okay. Did we have to pay for that too? Do we have to pay for all this shit? Oh yeah, we do. We have to pay for their conflict. We have to pay for 2 toddlers having a tantrum and throwing poo at each other. It's retarded. That Dinesh D'Souza said, the only positive from Biden's administration is his COVID test. Oh, there's like a woman that's got long ass nails. It's like Edward Scissorhands. instead of it's Edward fingernails. Like her nails are so long, it's like Edward Scissorhands. She can't even grip stuff with those nails. That's insane. I hope she doesn't make food. I can't show the video because they'll probably get me on copyright if I put it up. Because you can't post other people's work without their permission, I guess. It's like a gray area. It's a gray area. Yeah, hello California. That little dot that floats above the letters. That's what we are, right? With a little circle that bounces up and down next to the railroad tracks. California, here we come. I can't say the rest because the algorithms will pick it up. Like, how dare you? Yeah, it's getting weirder and weirder every day. They already declared that national emergency over the monkey thing, I guess. So we have to wait it out and see what happens. I mean, I hope it doesn't get worse, but no promises, right? I can't, just like you can't promise it won't get worse. I can't either. It's all in the hands of a man that loves hair and ice cream. Surprising, his wife showed up at an ice cream shop in Connecticut for a soft serve. Geez, they really love their ice cream, don't they? And then she got heckled and said, I want my money back from the gas inflation. Like, she didn't expect that she didn't see that coming. Please show your face in public. You expect people to sit there and turn purple and look at you like you're God? No, you're a piece of trash. And you wear curtains for clothing. Your clothes are ugly. Like, my worst clothing looks better than your best clothing. I don't even have any new clothes. All my clothes are old as hell. Can't afford clothing. Thanks to Biden. Oh, don't blame everything on Biden. I'm not blaming everything on him. But he's contributing to why I still can't get ahead. Because he doesn't care. He's too busy trying to sniff a bunch of kids' hair. Probably can't even smell anyway because he's got COVID. His senses are now not enhanced anymore. He can't smell the baby shampoo anymore. He only smells his dirty nose hairs now. They're all gray like the hair on his legs. I can say whatever I want. I'm a sovereign citizen. And if God wants to strike me down with a lightning bolt, then I guess he's pissed at me. Because there's all kinds of lightning bolts coming down and people are getting hit by them, the dry lightning. Some people get killed when they get struck. And that's God's will, There's nowhere to get away from it, just like there's nowhere to get away from the sinkholes. We have sinkholes all over the place. They're happening. And it's heat. It's like everything's catching on fire. It's so damn hot. They're going to make it so damn hot, the roofs are going to catch on fire. It's like a magnifying glass on a piece of dry grain. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, I heard a story. There was a guy in Oklahoma. He was saying he went out to his wheat fields, and he said that there was magnifying glasses. He found magnifying glasses all over his fields because someone's trying to burn up his wheat. Deliberately burn his wheat up, and he was pissed. I don't know, you'd have to look it up to see the story, but it's enraging. They're trying to kill off all the food. They're trying to burn it all up and destroy it and get rid of all the cattle. Look at Texas to sell off cattle too, because they can't afford to feed them because feed is too expensive and water is like literally not there. Such bullshit. So, yeah, I bet Wyoming is a lot better than California. I'll tell you that. I'm going to end up being buried here probably. And I'll push up the corn. When they finally allow food to be grown, all of us will be made into Soylent Green to fertilize the crops. It'll be like that movie Rear Window, or I think it's called Rear something. It's got Johnny Depp in it, and he ends up killing his wife. And he buried her in the yard, and he grew corn on top of her body. And the sheriff was like, "Dude, I'm gonna someday I'm gonna catch you in a lie, and I'm gonna prosecute you for your wife's being disappeared or whatever. And Johnny Depp didn't even care. He just like bit into the corn or whatever because he knew he'd never quite figure it out. Because the sheriff didn't have enough evidence to get a subpoena. We call that search warrant or whatever to look on his property and find his ex-wife or whatever. It's kind of psychotic, and they happen to use corn in the movie that he planted above her body. Why is it corn? I don't know. The GMO corn syrup. See, nothing's done accidentally, is it? When they make these storylines, they're not just coincidental. Why they make these storylines? And then Johnny Depp was another movie, that Gilbert Grape movie, where his mom was like morbidly obese, and he kept feeding her, and she kept getting fatter and fatter. And then he had a younger brother who was retarded. He was like borderline retarded, I guess, like almost like needs to be in a home. And he had his younger brother's retarded, and his mom's morbidly obese, and there's no father in the house. Who knows what the hell happened to the dad? In the story, they never really talked about it, just kind of the story. And his mom wasn't that big when they first moved into the house, and then she started getting fatter and fatter. He was like feeding her, he kept feeding her more, and then she's getting fatter, and she just sit around on her butt, just turning into a fat, ugly whore. Sorry about the language. But she had these black lines under her eyes from being fat. But that's what they're encouraging. They want everyone to turn into fat little blobs and just sit there and die in a chair or whatever, and then be done. I know it sounds insane, doesn't it? But that's what happened in the story. His mom died in the bed or whatever, and then he was too embarrassed to have the ambulance come get her because they had to get a forklift to get her out. So he set the house on fire because he didn't want her to be humiliated. It's like, if he didn't want his mom to be humiliated, he shouldn't have been feeding her like that. He should have been trying to help her lose weight. He shouldn't have been adding to the problem by continuing to overfeed her, because he was the one in charge of all the shopping and everything. He should have been putting her on a diet, and he should have made her go outside and exercise. Even if she didn't want to, he should have forced her to go outside and exercise and lose weight. But he didn't. He chose to just continue to feed her and feed her and feed her until she died. So I would say in that story, he was responsible for her death, and he'd have to carry that for the rest of his life. And look at him now. Him and his disgusting ex-wife crapping on their bed and all that. The dude is sick. He's a sick man. And everyone's like, pray for Johnny Depp. It's like, pray for him. Pray for what? The dude is sick. You don't want to pray for someone like that. He has to fall on his own sword. He's part of the Hollywood elite crap, and it's like, just leave it be. These people have to find God on their own, and they'll stop this shit when they're ready. They'll stop being sinful when they're ready to stop being sinful. That's their own journey that they have to take. So this video was mostly about, the problem. I'm talking about the thing that has hair all over it, that's got a tail. Mostly that. And just don't fall for it. And don't take any enhancements for it. Don't do anything. So that's the big story we're under right now. Oh, look at this fake story. Ron DeSantis says, I want to wish Joe Biden a speedy recovery. Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, so Ted Cruz is joining in on making fun of AOC and the fake handcuff story. See, they're all being hella fake. If they were real people, these GOP people, they really love God and pro-life and all that, which they say they are, 100%. But then they went along with the GAY marriage thing. They went along with that. So it's like, no. You guys are not Christians. You should have went against it. Why can't you guys be like Joe Manchin and just be like, nope, I'm like old school grassroots. Joe Manchin is more authentic than you guys are, and I'm not giving him a lot of credit. But he's got more roots than you guys have got. You guys need to literally repent what you've done. Go along with GAY marriage. Still go along with that crap. But then, and then this monkey thing. You guys should be speaking out against the monkey. I can't say the other part of the word. I can't say the second part, but I can say the first part. But you guys need to be speaking out against it. All of you. Every one of you need to be speaking out. All of you. I don't expect Les Tainter, what's her name? Les Taint, Liz Cheney to say anything. I don't expect her to say anything because she's gone. You can literally smell Tuna's Pelosi's on her breath. I'm not counting on her. She's garbage. But the rest of you, you still have a chance to redeem yourself. Speak out against the monkey and say, no, this is a GAY disease and we're not shutting it down. And you should be telling these small businesses, do not go along with this crap because they will bankrupt you and bankrupt our whole country. And China is going to buy up all of our land. And so is Russia. I hate saying the name Russia, but they're going to buy it up too. And Zelensky's going to step down because Zelensky's nothing but a high heel wearing, you know what. And he's a fake and a phony. He's going to take the money and run. That's what he's going to do because he has a house, a big mansion in Florida. He's going to take the money and run. And Gonzalo Lira has a channel. He did a video about it this morning, explaining what's happening. He said he thinks that they're going to get rid of Zelensky and then they're going to find someone else to take over, I guess, some other guy, because Zelensky's too much of a loose end or whatever, because he's hella weird shit. He's too flamboyant, whatever. He's too much of a Nazi, I guess, so he needs to get out. And they're going to replace him with somebody else, and then, I don't know. But they said Poland's going to take over a part of the western Ukraine because they feel like the whole area is unstable, so they're going to seize part of the land in Ukraine on the west side, and then Russia is going to take the lion's share of it, and then Poland will take the last corner speck that's left. And then Poland and Russia, I guess, will have to shake hands to some degree. Get along, I guess, because they share territory or whatever. They'll have to shake hands and call a truce. I don't know. It's really bizarre. And then we keep dumping money into this stupid war, and then we're giving Ukraine a bunch of our warships, not warships, but our planes. I guess we're giving a bunch of warplanes and allowing them to fly them or whatever, and threaten Russia, I guess, with the stupid planes. And it's retarded. It's really retarded. It's like, you dum-dums. The leader of Turkey is friends with Russia now, and they're making peace with each other. I just saw it. So you guys are hella retarded. Like, you'd be better off siding with Russia and get along with them and get your heat and your grain and all this other crap that you need to survive. And yeah, there's still going to be God's wrath and all that, but guess what? You're going to join Russia in being like children in front of God. If you join Russia, you might have a chance of being childlike in front of God, because God is going to come back when he returns, and Russia is going to see the signs of Jesus Christ. The rest of you are not going to see the signs of Jesus Christ. I'm not saying that's exactly what's going to happen, but I wouldn't push my damn luck, because America is not going to see God, because we're going to be judged harshly and we're not going to see Jesus Christ. I think that America is going to be pushed into darkness and we're going to suffer the wrath. But Russia, on the other hand, is going to see Jesus Christ, and they're going to be like children before God. Like the little snakes that are Russians that are evil, the little snakes and the little feminists and all that, they'll wither away like a rotten vine. But the rest of them, they're going to see Jesus Christ. I'm not saying that's 100% for sure, but from what I've read in the Bible and stuff, it looks like that could be the case. And Israel, I don't know if Israel's saved. I don't know if that country's saved. That they're going to be brought up with Jesus Christ. Because a lot of them, I think, deny Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. I think they just live for the Old Testament. They deny Christ. So I don't know what shape Israel's going to be in. All I know is that you don't want to attack Israel, because Israel is the Holy Land. So I just leave that be. Just leave it be. That's God's decision, what he wants to do with his land. So it ain't mine, and it ain't ours, and it's nobody else's but God's. So I just say leave Israel alone, and they want to be sodomites there, just let them do it. That's their choice, you know what I mean? They know the truth. They're sitting on top of the truth, and they deny it. You know what I'm talking about? They're literally sitting on top of the truth, and they bury it with all their, idols and stuff and their crap. So that's why they're getting them sinkholes there, because God is not happy. And Israel is not exempt from the anger. Let's just say that. So we're all going to suffer the wrath of God, and it's going to rain on all of us. But the Russians, they might have a chance. I don't know. Possibly. That they're not going to suffer that same backlash. It's all speculation at this point. I don't know. I'm not God. I don't know. But I have a feeling, since Russia is not very tolerant of evil things, they're completely against it. And they're trying to uphold the word of God. They just arrested a woman that was twerking in public. And a lot of people are angry about that. But I would say, you know what? Maybe you shouldn't behave like that in public. Maybe it's inappropriate. I don't know. And in their country, they don't like that. They don't like women acting like that in public. It's inappropriate. And they consider it probably a form of nudity in a way. It's inappropriate. And she got arrested. So, and a lot of the feminists are very angry. They're saying that's messed up, that a woman can't dance like that in public in front of other people. But to them, to the Russian government, maybe they don't like that. They don't like women acting like that. Maybe if we did that here, there wouldn't be the trash that we have now here. You start enforcing rules like that, women are going to be less likely to be trashy. Oh, you hadn't heard about the sinkhole? You have to just Google it and look it up. There was a sinkhole in a city in Israel. It was a swimming pool. And a guy got sucked down into the vortex. And a bunch of the pool noodles and stuff got sucked down in the hole. It's really weird. And they said people weren't even trying to help the guy that was sinking. They just watched it blindly, just watched him die. That's how people are. They just sit there like sheep. Like if a woman's getting raped or something, they'll just stand there like sheep. They won't do anything. They'll just sit there with their phone and hold it up and watch somebody get ruined. That's how people are. I'm sorry. I know it's evil to say that, but people are. They don't want to do crap. They don't want to call out the evil. People are too freaking scared. They're too retarded. They're too retarded to ask questions and question things and take chances. People are too pussy. I hate saying that word pussy. I mean, I saw that almost 2 years ago. I was in a store, and I came out of the store, and I didn't wear a diaper, and this guy, he's like, hey, he's all, can I have your shopping cart? Because I was all done with it. I go, yeah, you can have it. And I watched him. He put a diaper on his face. And I go, hey, I said, why are you wearing a diaper? And he goes, oh, I thought you have to wear a diaper when you go in the store, this store, whatever, you have to wear a diaper. I said, no, you don't. No one can do anything. It's not a law. Mandates are not a law. Governors can't make the law. Only legislators can make laws, not governors or presidents. They can only use executive power, but they can't make laws. So that's wrong. That's not a law, by the way. And I guess if the store owner wants to throw you out of the store, then that's their prerogative, but it's not a law. But that store owner is going to lose a lot of customers. So maybe I haven't been thrown out of there so far. And I've gone in there boldly without a diaper, and they haven't said a damn word to me. Their eyeballs might bug out of their head. Some of the dum-dums that wear the diaper bug out, but I still can shop in there. And other stores too. So don't people gotta stop being pussies. Stop being afraid. Just stop it. This is freaking retarded. I hate saying freaking too. I got someone on here from Wyoming, but it's way better than California. Huh? It's a lot more peaceful. Let's just say that. I got people around me that aren't so peaceful, and I try to avoid them as much as I can because I know they don't like me, and because they probably don't sense evil on me, so they hate me for that. And I'm not going to mention any names because their names are not worth mentioning. That's what Jesus Christ is going to say too. He won't remember who they are. He'll spit them out of his mouth. I know that people will be like, who the hell are you to tell who's going to get accepted and who's not? I don't know. Who the hell are you to say what you just said? All I know is I know what's right and what's wrong. And I'm not going to fall for the damn monkey. Like that George Michael song. Don't look now, dude. It's a monkey on your back. And it literally isn't on your back. Just some retard told you it's on your back, but it's not there. It's dum-dums saying that. And if there was a monkey on your back, I would literally throw a banana the other direction and throw it in the back of a truck to take it back to Mexico or wherever. Get the fuck out of here. Fucking retard. Ain't no monkey anywhere. Monkey's all in your head. Maybe people should stop being Sodom and Gomorrah. That's how AIDS started, by the way. Because dum-dums were, you know what's with monkeys. Retards. Okay? They are retarded. They're retarded and they don't know how to use an ace bandage right. They're retarded. You know what I'm talking about? The little X thing you put on a cut? And then they keep recutting the same cut and then they're stupid and it keeps bleeding and getting infected and then you get the monkey part. I mean, I'm just stating the obvious here. Okay? Sorry. Okay? Watching the movie Philadelphia isn't going to change things and make it better and justify it. Okay? Sorry. Actually, I have that movie, and that movie really disgusts me now. That, oh, I'm going to sue my boss because he found out I'm you know what's, and then I have AIDS, and they were grossed out by me. It's like they had a right to be grossed out by you because that is disgusting. Even if they were being kind of mean about it, but they were publicly shaming you. And they didn't want to come out and say it to your face, so they just fired you because you're disgusting. Sorry. Sorry, Tom Hanks and your one red shoe. Is there a reason why you picked that movie Philadelphia to be in? Yeah, that's why you picked it. Because you're a disgusting, foul, 19 little turd, you and your wife. Oh, we have 19. Oh, retard. You guys need to be sitting next to Bob Saget, if you know what I mean. Weirdo fag. Lots of guns, so almost zero crime. Yeah, the more guns we have, the less crime. Exactly. The less guns, more crime. Unless you're in Chicago. Because people there shoot sideways. One of the most picturesque places on earth, and the people in no way would stand around when someone needs help. Yeah, in your state, yeah, because you're not surrounded by retards. Like if someone got kicked by a horse or a mule or whatever, you're not gonna stand there and go, "Oh, let me get my phone out and watch you bleed out." Fucking retards. Besides, if there was a horse or a mule in California, they wouldn't be using it for what it's for. Get it? They're not gonna say why. Disgusting foul pigs. Oh, how dare you! See, I didn't say anything. I just said horses and mules. That's all I said. No visual. Because if I saw the visual, people would lose their lunch. Disgusting. Yeah, so apparently I can't invite anybody. I guess I can't invite nobody on here because I don't have the, the advanced settings on this damn thing. And if anyone joined me, please join me to return to Jesus Christ. I know we'd be burning each other's barns down, get it? But it'd be a heterosexual barn, I'll tell you that. How dare you! You need your cords? Oh, I know, it sucks. I gotta go in the other room where I smell rotten fish. And it's not coming from my room, it's coming from somewhere else. I smelled it the other night too, it's disgusting. It smelled like rotten fish fry. And then I smelled it through the vent too. I'm like, yeah, someone's cooking something Hillary Clinton likes for dinner. It stinks. Yeah, so I'm gonna move it in the other room. I'm gonna unhook it. Because I know you want to watch your program. And I know I don't want to picking it up in the background because the algorithms will pick it up. They'll be like, how dare you? Literally, right? Oh, what's that? How dare you? Foul. I'm going to wrap it up. Yeah, I can't play music right now. it up, but unfortunately, you can't. They won't let you put any music or anything in the background. I have to give the entertainment what God put between my ears is all they get. So I had to go in the other room because he's trying to watch his program and he doesn't want it, the algorithms or whatever, picking up the sound, I guess. I'm going to put my banner up. Yeah, we need to start rebuilding our villages. I hope you can still hear me. They haven't muted my mic. Yeah, it's so good. One good thing about Facebook, it does have updated stuff. Good and bad, you know what I mean? Good or bad, it's still, at least it's updated. I know, some people are like, get rid of your Facebook page. It's like, yeah, I know, but I would rather be updated than not. You know what I mean? The left is desperately afraid of the truth, especially about election corruption. Thanks for standing strong with Judicial Watch. Tom Fitton, I guess. Tom Fitton, the left is afraid of me, Judicial Watch, and the truth. The left media nervous, Tom Fitton said. Tom Fitton, the heavily bicepped leader of the right-wing legal advocacy group Judicial Watch, said the court's decision was a historic vindication for Trump. Breaking, in a historic vindication for Trump, Wisconsin Supreme Court details how use of drop boxes and ballot harvesting in 2020 presidential election was illegal. Yeah, see, it's a slow drip, and that's all it is with the justice, I guess, with the evil. And they're trying to prosecute as many good people as they can before the truth comes out about their evil agenda. That's why they're holding all those people in DC jail forever, because they want to make an example out of them so nobody stands up against them. This scruffy-looking guy, Steve Bannon, Trump's former White House chief strategist, was just found guilty yesterday on 2 misdemeanor counts of contempt of Congress in the ludicrous January 6th probe. His crime? He refused to comply with the January 6th subpoena, he said. I will never back off my support for President Trump and for the Constitution. Loyalty. Now that's a rarity. On Tucker, Bannon added, after the R's have majority control, a legitimate probe should be done, not the fake one taking place now. May Liz Cheney lose her Wyoming primary bid for re-election in August. Please, Lord. It's crazy. Yeah, so here we go. Yeah, Wyoming needs to push Liz Cheney out because she's part of the January 6th probe, and she's a traitor to her own party. And most of the people that were there on January 6th weren't armed and they didn't do anything. Most of them didn't do anything wrong. And they're holding those people in the DC jail, and they haven't even had a hearing yet. So they're saying Steve Bannon is guilty of contempt of Congress because he didn't reply to the subpoena. He didn't comply with the subpoena to testify against Trump. So they said if formally charged, he could get up to 6 months to 2 years, I guess, in jail for not complying with subpoena to testify for the January 6th. So he's been tried and found guilty of that, and he might appeal it. He probably will appeal the decision. And they said the judge presiding over his case is a Trump appointee judge. So that's why he's going to get a lighter sentence, I guess, than if it was a Biden appointed judge. So, yeah, This is that's why I reiterate what I say about the monkey thing. The Republicans need to speak out against it and condemn it before the primaries, the midterms. They need to speak out against it and call it for what it is. It's not a heterosexual problem. Get it? It's certain groups, if you know what I mean, that are at threat of that happening to them. So the rest of the country should not have to suffer because of a handful of people that are not doing what's right. That's why Europe is being hit so hard because it's full of them. You know what I'm saying? Um, so Wyoming, good luck getting her out, and hopefully they don't stuff the ballot boxes, because she's part of the evil cabal. So they might end up helping her out, cheat because they know she's a good little compliant little sheep, devil woman, and she's the Les anyway. So Liz Cheney. I know what I'm saying isn't politically correct, but what is correct? You know what is correct? Jesus Christ is what's correct, not what's politically correct. Uh, this is how it is. And if people don't speak out and publicly shame the evil that's flourishing through our country, it's never going to get better. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse. That's why it's as bad as it is, because everybody complied and went along with it. Are you gonna take this stuff that's not been proven to be safe for a disease that has to do with people that are GAY? And this is not medical advice, but I would rather die than go along with this fucking agenda. I'd rather be dead than comply with this shit. What am I complying with? Something that's a lie? They're basically telling you that Smurfs are real or whatever. They're lying to you. It's all a bunch of lies. And that's not even medical advice, but you have to be smart and realize what's going on. And if you want to burn in hell, then go along with the system that's literally trying to destroy you, because they're just going to use you up and spit you out. Look at what the Joker did with the people that followed him, the people that did his bidding. He ended up killing them in the end because he didn't need them anyway. He had no loyalty to them. They were just tools in his game, because he knew he'd get new goons anyway. But he had to get rid of the old goons because he knew eventually the old goons would turn on him because they get tired of his crap. See, that's what's happening. You need to stop complying with the evil. So, a little bit more article, and then I'll probably cut this off. But I appreciate the people that are here or were here that were listening. Yeah. Yeah, poor Steve Bannon. Because he does have loyalty to Donald Trump. So, and what happened on January 6th was nothing to write home about. It wasn't even anything worth writing about. Like, a couple of people did some bad things. That's it. The rest were just people that were there, expressing their First Amendment right. That's all it was, is their First Amendment. The right to peacefully assemble is what they did. And they're being ostracized and demonized for that, for peacefully assembling. There was no violence, hardly any. And the ones who did it were the ones that were hired to do that. That's why Nancy Pelosi didn't want any security that day, because she knew that the bad players that she paid off were going to be there. Congressman Thomas Massie was right. This brace, when coupled with the buffer tube, operates as a bump stop. The internet is about to educate him. Oh, here's Kid Rock. He's friends with Ted Nugent. So pissed off we could not play for a sold out crowd. I got to read that again. So pissed off we could not play for a sold out crowd tonight in Minot, North Dakota, because of high winds. I know it sucks, but none of us can control Mother Nature. Please be safe, leaving, and take care of each other. So they had to cancel the concert in Minot, North Dakota because of high winds. That's what Kid Rock said. So they probably have to reschedule it. Oh, yeah, the high winds. Probably because fire danger, too, I guess. The winds are too blowing too hard. But they're not blowing like they are in Europe, huh? What? Disney World fight. Video shows a brawl between uh, Disney World fight of Disney World in Florida. Video shows a brawl breaking out between multiple people behind Cinderella Castle at Magic Kingdom this week. Disney World brawl. Fist fly in video taking a fight at Magic Kingdom. Witness tells Fox 35. The happiest place on earth isn't apparently that happy, huh? Everybody's all on edge, right? See all these people are still buying into the pharmaceuticals. Oh, I gotta take my methotrexate. Methotrexate, which makes you um, vomit all the time. That's the side effects of methotrexate. It makes you vomit because it literally ruins the lining of your stomach. And then Suboxone, I almost said Suboxone. I'm trying to think if it's called. I can't remember, but it's another one. Oh yeah, Plaquenil. Plaquenil literally will make your eye. What is it called? The fall out. It make part of your eye fall out. That's one of the side effects. It ruins your irises or whatever. It messes them up, and they have to test your eyes all the time when you take that crap, just for arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. So stupid. Liz Cheney, in case you forgot what she looks like. It's a buffalo with blonde hair. Uh, hey, Joe Biden's not the only one that had something happen to her in Connecticut. Look at this. Yeah, remember the story of Joe Biden was in Connecticut and she got heckled at the ice cream shop about gas prices? Hey, Jill, I want to be paid back for all the money I've spent on gas. And then Martha Stewart in Connecticut. Martha Stewart's pet peacocks devoured by coyotes at Connecticut home. Any solutions for getting rid of 6 large and aggressive coyotes who have expensive taste when it comes to poultry? So all of her peacocks got eaten by coyotes. Martha Stewart. And apparently, Martha Stewart um, has a crush on Snoop Doggy Dogg because she's been doing a lot of commercials with him lately, and she has a crush on him. And it's like for lighter fluid or whatever for barbecuing, but she has like a little Martha Stewart crush, I guess, on Snoop Dogg, who literally hates Donald Trump. You know what I mean? And Snoop Dogg's like a big time racist. He hates white people. That white people are bad. So That's hella funny. Sorry. Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg sitting in a tree where there's no peacocks to be seen because they're all gone because the coyotes ate all her peacocks. Snoop Dogg just needs to come to her house and bring her a big crate full of peacocks to replace for his peacock. How stupid. Minneapolis's crime surge is also the result of a loss of police officers, due in part to resignations. Well, they're resigning because they don't want to take the cures. And then they're going to be getting after people for the monkey thing, too. And it's going to cause more resignations because it's unreasonable. Here's the thing. Congressman Claudia Tenney on the attack against GOP Congressman Lee Zeldin. First of all, why was this person charged with attempted assault? It was attempted murder. He said, "You're done." Tenney. Zeldin attacker committed a federal crime. Where's Merrick Garland? No, it's because it's a Republican that got attacked. That's why they don't care. Several mysterious lights have been spotted in locations throughout Israel's north on Saturday night, specifically in the Golan Heights and Nahariya, as well as in places like Turkey and Greece. These lights are currently unidentified, but rather than UFOs, they are likely from SpaceX Starlink satellite. The IDF is currently investigating. Yeah, it's not aliens. Aliens aren't, there's no such thing as aliens, there's demons. And they live in our realm. They don't go outside our realm, they're in our realm, the demons. Former Metropolitan Police Department officer Michael Fanone, who suffered a heart attack and traumatic brain injury after being assaulted during last year's insurrection, was heckled near the U.S. Capitol after he attended Thursday's primetime hearing. More shootings in Chicago? How shocking. Oh, that's terrible. A Florida teenager has been arrested after she killed her 3-year-old sister by putting a pillow over her head after their mother told the girl to quiet the toddler while she was on a work call. What the hell? Ew. Ew, it's horrible. Oh, NASCAR. Both drivers were cleared after this vicious crash early at Pocono. The NASCAR Xfinity Series race is underway on USA Network. Who the hell watches cable anymore? China's military allegedly deployed armored tanks to the streets of Henan province in recent days to block protesters from gathering outside local banks and demanding access to millions of dollars in deposits unceremoniously frozen in April. Asian News International reported on Thursday. Report: China deploys tanks to stop people from withdrawing their money from the banks. Ooh. Yeah, that's what's going to happen when we go to universal basic income, right? They're going to end all that, and your money won't mean a damn thing, and it's not going to matter. Phil Robertson, the Duck Commander. It's hard to prove you love your neighbor when you fight tooth and nail for the slaughter of babies in their mother's wombs. Texas wind turbine struck by lightning turns into spinning wheel of fire as it disintegrates. Yeah, we have them all over the Bay Area where I live. These turbines, and they don't work. Wind power. The turbine went up in flames after it was struck by lightning. See, I was just talking about that because it's just stupid. This is all crap. You're just trying to ground everyone so they can't transport stuff, and everyone's going to be stuck on monorail and shit. And you're going to get the population down to 500 million people all over the world. That's what they want. The World Economic Forum said they wanted the population down to where it was 500 years ago, which was 500 million people in the world. And we got more than that right now. So most of us have got to go. And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's what they want. They hate us. Peaceful protester accidentally sets a comrade on fire while peacefully protesting. Okay. Oh, you ready, Northern California? We're giving away tickets to our upcoming show and a meet and greet. Enter for a chance to hang out with us. Musica4.com. No purchase necessary. Odds depend on entries received. Ends August 15, 2022. What the hell is this? What is this, a chance to win a Ford truck? Attention! Attention, attention! I don't want a Ford truck. Can't even afford the gas. WNBA stands to lose several hundreds of dollars if Griner is unable to resume her basketball career in the U.S. Who the hell watches basketball anyway? Well, I get paid to have someone watch me knit booties. You can pay me to watch me do that. A million people can pay tickets to watch me knit booties and scrub the floor, the dirty kitchen floor. Pay me millions of dollars in tickets. Uh, Police now know who ruined the LGBT rainbow intersection. That's hella funny. Who ruined it? Was it Dorothy with the yellow brick road? See the yellow brick road? It's a bunch of GAY munchkins. All the yellow brick road. Wait, there's other rainbows. Yeah, that's why there's a monkey. I wonder who ruined the rainbow intersection. Yellow brick road. Follow, follow, follow. Over the last 4 years, California has seen more than 300 corporations move out of state, leaving thousands of our residents jobless and our economy suffering. On top of that, Californians across the aisle are fed up with Newsom's leadership on nearly every critical issue, including crime, homelessness, gas prices, affordability, and even education. That's why we filmed a documentary detailing the mass exodus of California. We are so excited to finally reveal to you our plan to keep California in California with this upcoming documentary. Senator Brian Daley is running for governor of California. But see, the monkey thing, they're going to make where you can't vote in person, and then they're going to do mail-in ballots, and then Brian Daley's chances will be reduced a lot. Because they already said they already have the pre-filled out ballots for all the illegals that are here, and the forged signatures, and all they got to do is stuff them into the box, in the ballot boxes. They're already pre-filled out ballots. They're probably in a warehouse right now, already pre-filled out. Millions of them already filled out, and they're all blue. And then Newsom will be president. That's how it works. He keeps winning all the time. That's how it works. What would you like done? What would you like to see happen with Sonora Dome? Group presses officials for action on iconic Sonora Dome building. Sorry for the pictures. Are these because of methotrexate? My neck is like a garden for these. It's like a bunch of moles. It's from methotrexate. See that? It's from this stupid pharmaceuticals. That's why I stopped taking medicine for my disorder. It's the whole thing here. It's pharmaceuticals. I don't want them. So I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. There's only one person here. I don't know who's still here, but appreciate whoever was sticking by to listen to my babble. Thank you, everybody, and thank you for the views. And hopefully, even though I can't do anything about it, the monkey thing doesn't escalate. And I really don't care about who they figure out who the good or bad guys are, because I don't consider myself to be a bad guy, because I'm exposing things, just like other people like me are exposing things. And Jesus would want us to expose it too, because Jesus would say, "Get behind me, Satan." That's what you say about this thing, is "Get behind me, Satan." I'm not going to play along with your crap, because you're disgusting, and you're evil, and you want nothing but destruction and death for me. So, sorry, getting wrapped up. There's a video of a cat with messed up legs. What's it with all these videos about cats with dogs with messed up back legs? Poll. 78% of voters say Joe Biden's America is on the wrong track. Yeah, what do you think? In Georgia, Operation Southern Slowdown is underway, and troopers are on patrol, lined up, ready to go. Our troopers from Post 23 Brunswick, Post 22 Waycross, and Post 35 Jekyll Island in Georgia. So they're trying to stop speeders. Alrighty then. K-12, a Stride company, tuition-free K-12 Howard schools are ready to put over 20 years of being a leader in online education work for you. Public school at home. Be one of 2+ million students who choose this program. Public school at home, so they can indoctrinate you through online. You know, critical race theory and all that, they can do it through the computer. All right, so yeah, thanks for watching. Sorry about the pause. I didn't mean to make it so boring. And I'm unscripted. A lot of it's not scripted. A friend of mine just took in two foster kids and needs clothes. One is a girl, size 7 to 9, and a boy, size 10 to 12. Thanks in advance. Yeah, charity, whatever. Well, you better be nice to those kids too when you're living in your home. Because I was in a foster home, and foster homes I was in, they weren't nice to me. They're very cruel, and they kept threatening to put me in juvenile hall and stuff. Bullshit. It's like I've been through enough. You stupid bitch. I'm in a foster home. Wake up. You think I don't have problems? You think I'm going to be perfectly content with your fucking rules and lifestyle? No. All I'm thinking is I wish I was 18 so I wouldn't have to be in a foster home. We are hiring at a living facility caregivers and potential med aides. $16 and $19 an hour to start, depending on experience and proven work ethic. Really needing good, responsible, compassionate people to add onto my care team. If interested, message me for an interview. Yeah, well, are they going to require the know what's? It's weird. They said there's 6 comments, but I don't see them. Probably because she got all tore up. Because a lot of these people aren't willing to take the cure, probably. No, I'm not going to take the cure for Grandma Moses. Sorry. If Grandma Moses can't accept the fact that I'm not jabbed, then I'm not going to take care of her. She needs to respect my sovereignty as an American. Yeah, remember these? The old days. Yeah, so anyways, I'm going to cut this off. I was supposed to cut it off, 5 minutes ago? So, there'll be more bullshit, probably. According to these reports here, I guess it's not safe to be at a gas station anymore. So be careful when you go to a gas station, too. Even though Biden is lowering the prices, don't let it fool you because he's going to get you with that monkey. And don't fall for the monkey either. And don't stay home. They say vote in person. Don't let them scare you. So, anyways, appreciate the views. Thanks for watching and take care, everybody.